Hi everyone. First of all, I wanted to apologise for the lateness in the videos this week. For the last couple of days, I've been struggling with my mental health, which is the reason behind the lateness in the video. I'm feeling better today, which is a good sign. I wanted to jump on here to basically talk about my GLP-1 journey. Since October last year, as you all know, I've been on a GLP-1 journey with Manjaro injections. I started on a 2.5 milligram dose, which was easy to deal with. I only had a few side effects which weren't like a shock to the system. I did have the headaches, but they weren't like really bad to cope with. I had fatigue, but it wasn't like major because it was also with my antidepressants. I felt fatigue anyway. I had stomach aches, but they weren't like major stomach aches. It felt easy to cope with. Where I started the injections in like the winter months, I started to feel cold, but not like majorly cold. And from there, it felt easy to cope with and I could deal with that. From the 2.5 milligram dose, I moved up to 5 milligrams. Unfortunately, the 5 milligrams wasn't easy to deal with. I'm not sure whether it was just a jump to the system or whether it was the higher dose or the side effects that majorly came with the dose, but unfortunately that didn't last long with that dose. The side effects that I got were more fatigue. I felt nauseous, but it didn't go from there. I wasn't sick with the nausea. I felt more cold with the 5 milligrams this time round. I experienced major heartburn. What else? Hair loss, that came round very quick. It wasn't like big clumps, it's hard to explain with the hair loss because my hair's thinned out, but it's not like really bad. I had insomnia, but that was also part of the antidepressants as well. I will talk more about that in a second. I also had the foggy headedness and the mood swings, which also links in with the antidepressants as well. The injection site, I experienced more of rashing and itchingness with the 5 milligrams, which was really hard to cope with because I was wanting to itch the injection site. So I had to put a cold compress onto the injection site to calm the wanting to itch it, because otherwise it just got worse. I had a moment on the 5 milligrams where my depression just went downhill, and within a week I gained weight and I didn't want to be on the dose anymore. So I decided to change doses and go up to 7.5 milligrams. And along with that, there was more side effects, but there were times where it was easier to deal with, and there were times where the side effects were harder to deal with. I did have fatigue, but alongside the insomnia and the antidepressants, the foggy-headedness and the mood swings, it sort of wrapped up into one, which I'm not putting towards the Manjaro. I'm sort of putting it onto the antidepressants because I'm struggling with the antidepressants at the moment, which is understandable with the mental health and things like that. So I'm not putting that onto the Manjaro side of things. With the insomnia, I've started to take melatonin gummies, which have helped me sleep at night, which have changed my whole sleeping pattern from the other doses, and obviously with the antidepressants, where I used to not sleep at all during the night and ended up sleeping during the day. So with the melatonin gummies, I would take them before I go to sleep, and then within an hour I would be asleep, and sleep from the time after the hour I've taken them right the way through to the next morning, which has helped me in a way to cope with my mental health side of things, and also the other side effects of the Manjaro. I've also slightly had heartburn, but that's been easier to cope with than the previous dose. I have been taking Gaviscon to help with the heartburn, which hasn't been too bad. I've been feeling very cold on this dose, because it being winter and moving into spring, it's been very cold recently, and I've just felt really cold with the dose as well. The nausea, there has been one incident where I've been sick. It's obviously, I'm not sure how to explain it really. It was the day after I've taken the dose and obviously tried to exercise with walking, and my body's just gone into shock and I've been sick. There's also been another time where I've had a really intense migraine to the point where I couldn't watch TV or had any light shine on me. I've had to be in a dark room. But that was only just one time, thankfully. The hair loss, it's been, my hair it's not coped well with the Manjaro. It's really thinned out since being on the injections. It's really thinned out. I've also had patches where you can see it's thin. I've really struggled to cope with the hair loss. I've had to keep my hair up because where in places it's broken off and obviously shorter. So I've had to keep my hair up all the time, basically. I've been taking biotin gummies to help so I don't have massive gaps or clumps of hair that's come off. It's not been like major clumps, it's been like small hair loss, but it's not good with the hair loss. The injection site, as from before, it's depends on which side of the injection I take it. Sometimes it's on the left side, I do get the rashes and the itching, and then it will stop, and then I'll change the side and I'll have none of that at all, and then it will come back. It's been up and down, really. I think that's it on the side effects, really. I've found Manjaro okay to deal with, but it's not really giving me the results that I've needed, basically. So from next week, I will be starting retatrutide, and I will be documenting how I deal with that one. So today it's been the last injection of Manjaro, unfortunately, because it's not been a great, I say it's not been great. It's been okay, but it's not given me the results I've needed. I've managed to lose 2 stone 8 pounds so far. I think it's 2 stone 8 pounds. I could be wrong, it might be more than that. But I'm working towards 3 stone. I'm not far away from 3 stone. As I said just previously, from next Friday I will be starting retatrutide injections and seeing how far I can progress from that one. I will be documenting all my journey from retatrutide on my social media accounts. So if anyone wants to follow along, or just curious on how my journey goes, then feel free to follow. I think that's pretty much it on the GLP-1 journey so far, and all the side effects that I've experienced. Yeah. If anyone wants to follow along on the GLP-1 journey or the mental health and obviously the pet loss, I will be talking about that soon. So be prepared for emotions on that one feel free to follow along on any of the journeys I'm going to be documenting. I will catch you all soon.